there, I am Julie, holistic nutritionist and certified health coach, and this week and for probably several months I'm going to be coming to you from Mexico. I wanted to spend this week's video talking about all kinds of chemical toxins that most of us are exposed to on a daily basis, and we either don't know or we're just not paying attention. And so when I started to do some research into the sheer number of chemicals that we're exposed to on a daily basis, I thought, okay, maybe it's a few hundred. Turns out there's like 700,000 different chemicals that the average person is exposed to. Now, those chemicals can be coming in the form of cleaning products that you're using every day in your home. It could be in the detergent or the fabric softener that you're using for your clothes. It can be definitely in the foods that you're eating. So if you're purchasing conventionally brought produce, or if you're buying factory farm meat, it is full of all kinds of chemical toxins. And then on top of that, if you go outside, if you live in a big city, you're breathing in all kinds of toxins. So the reason that I wanted to talk about this is that the first step to transforming anything is having an awareness to how this is impacting your health, and what are some of the steps that you can take to swap out some of those chemicals for something that is non-toxic and better for you and better for the environment. So of those 700,000 different chemicals, a lot of chemicals are actually tested in isolation in a lab, and they're generally tested on animals, unfortunately. And so even if they pass a test in a lab, the downside of using chemicals in our everyday life is that there is no research, there's really no data that looks at what happens when you mix 700 different kinds of chemicals and put it into the human body. Now, judging from people's health, we can surmise that having constant low-level chemical exposure results in a variety of illnesses. And in fact, one of the things that contribute towards cancers especially is all of this toxic chemical exposure. So you want to find ways to minimize, reduce, and eliminate as much as possible these different chemicals. The chemicals that you're putting, and actually I forgot to mention, besides the food, the laundry detergents, or the cleaning products you might also be using, the things that you're putting onto your skin, whether it's lotions, whether it's like some kind of bug repellent, or the makeup that you're using on your face for women or for men, doesn't matter. If you're using makeup, it's all good. But if you're using makeup and you're not paying attention to where ingredients are coming from, chances are that you're also putting all kinds of toxic chemicals on your face. And our skin is the largest organ on our body. So whatever we put onto our skin absorbs into our body. So you want to be very, very mindful when it comes to your skin. Now, I don't have time to go over 700,000 different toxic chemicals, but some of the most common ones are bleach, ammonia. These can be found in various household cleaners. So one of the simplest things you can do is start to look for brands that are non-toxic. And so you can start to swap out your cleaning products. For example, when we got here in Mexico, right away I noticed a very distinct smell in the apartment or the townhouse we're living in, and it was from all the chemicals that they use to clean this place. And it was so toxic to me that it was really, really hard to actually breathe. And so I made a point to go out and purchase a whole bunch of non-toxic cleaners so that I'm cleaning this place not using toxins. When it comes to your beauty products, there are brands out there that are really focused on supplying non-toxic beauty. So seek out those companies that are doing that and give them your business. On top of that, you can look at your foods. Now, one of the simplest ways to lower your toxic load is to actually shift to buying organic foods. And a lot of people, they're like, is it worth it? Is it worth it to pay that extra for the organic food? It absolutely is, because all of these different chemicals that we have in our food system, a lot of them are either endocrine disruptors, or they're cancer causing, or they're neurotoxins, or maybe they're even all three. So if you're buying foods that are grown conventionally, who knows what they've been sprayed with? They've literally been sprayed with hundreds of different chemicals from the time they were seedlings to the time that they get delivered to your grocery stores. I don't think a lot of people realize that when you're buying conventionally grown produce, certain foods, like for example apples, they will spray foods with chemicals to prevent them from ripening, all so that they can store them in a warehouse for a certain amount of time, and then they'll take them to market. So this is also why I'm very, very mindful of not only purchasing organic foods, but really paying attention to where those organic foods are being sourced from. So these are just some of the ways that you can start to reduce your toxic load. And the signs that you might be exposed to toxic chemicals is if you're having certain reactions after, say for example with laundry detergent, if you have certain skin reactions, that's a sign that you might be allergic to something that's in the laundry detergent. I know for myself, I've switched to clean brands when it comes to cleaning products, makeup, skin care, obviously our home products and laundry, in all the ways that I can possibly reduce my chemical exposure. I'm working on it. The other thing also is when you have these toxic chemicals coming into your system on a daily basis, day after day, week after week, month after month, you may not notice it at first, but after a while you're going to start to develop symptoms of having that type of exposure. So it could be sensitivities to certain foods, certain areas, or you could start to show very obvious signs of exposure, like sometimes you may develop a rash or some kind of reaction where you're having difficulty breathing. So it's also really important to get these toxic chemicals out of your body. Don't let them hang out. So in my 30-day ultimate lifestyle transformation, that is one of the things that we focus on, is removing the toxic chemicals from your body, especially your gut, to optimize your health, and as well as supercharging your body with organic superfoods. So definitely reach out to me, go to my website, go to my contact page, reach out to me if you have questions about that. I hope that this video starts to trigger something in you where you start to pay attention to all of the different chemicals you're exposed to, and you start to reduce your toxic load. That I'm actually going to do a deeper dive into certain chemicals in the days and the weeks ahead, because I think this is really, really important. And so many people are afraid of germs, and they pay zero attention to the amount of chemicals that they're exposed to on a regular basis. And it is so, so important for your personal health. So I hope you found this video to be useful. Please share it with anyone that could really, really benefit. And until next time, be well.